Bash Challenge. Just to explain what's going on, I'm 2600 from the Arcade Hunters, and I'm just live streaming some gameplay videos as I try to beat and set my personal best high scores on my Pac-Man Pixel Bash Chill cabinet. Started off some shotgun blasting last week, just throwing up basic scores, initial scores. I'm going to continue that this week with a few other games. If you're just tuning in, sorry for the delay. Had about a half-hour delay, but it's running. There will be, hopefully next week, a better camera setup for streaming, so the quality will be better. So last time did Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galga Dig Dug. We stopped at Mappy. Now, this is a game I'm not very good at, but I do love it. Crap, I was trying to get a hole bunch with, when you open the glowing doors, it sends like a sonic boom that kind of knocks them off the screen. You get more points the more you knock off, kind of like eating multiple ghosts in Pac-Man. See if I can. Nope. When you have the flashing items, you want to grab that. It means it's going to get, I think, stolen next. You can get bonus points. You can open and close doors. Whoop. Ah. Awful. Forgot about the door mechanic. When you go to close the door, it kind of pushes you to the one side. Like that. When they're down, you can run by them. There we go, got 3 that time. Whoops. Almost missed the goodies. Trying to get the boss cat. I forgot his name. I think it's just Gato. Just made it. I'm awful at the bonus rounds. Never get all the, red and broke through. Never get all the balloons. Sometimes to make it to the end and get the big balloon. You have to do a lot of practice with Mappy. If you're just checking in, I'm just playing, putting up some, like I said before, initial scores. Next week I'm going to pick 1 or 2 games to mainly focus on, trying to improve the score. There we go. Now, unfortunately, I have to break 20,000 just to make it to the high score. Almost ashamed to admit it's going to be close. Whoops, did not mean to do that. Come on. Okay, should be able to clear the stock 20,000 score. There we go. Just barely. So I'll be playing this once a week with a random game that I pick. Eventually we'll focus on a couple games, just trying to get a high score. Ah, shit. That was stupid. Figure I usually do this around the springtime, reset the game, start playing games, try to beat my personal best. I'm by no means a professional. Figure why the hell not just throw on the camera while I do it. Give us some content over at thearcadehunters.com. Well, it's one score up on the board. And of course, gotta do the standard name. So got that. I'm gonna not do Galga 88 yet. I am going to do one of my favorites, King and Balloon. So the object is to shoot the balloons and prevent them from capturing the king. If they get to the bottom and the king runs over them, try to kidnap him. Oh, got him. I love the graphics, even though the king looks evil with the red eyes and he's fanning himself. Oh, and he got away. The early voice technology on the game, I think, is awesome. Love the two little guys running around with the cannon, shooting up at the balloons. I haven't played this in a long time, so I'm doing very bad. I believe this came out after Galaxian, but before Galaga, or Galaga, however you pronounce it. Bye-bye. Can't do, if you shoot all the parts of that balloon, you get more points. Never keep up with that. Awful. But it's a score. Not my best, but a starting point. Gonna have to do my favorite Pac-Man game, Pac-Man Plus. I include the speed-up chip because every time I played Pac-Man as a kid, the cabinets always had the speed-up chip, so that's how I remember it. Pac-Man Plus is basically just a more challenging version of Pac-Man. As you saw when I grabbed the can of soda, the ghost went invisible. A lot of people hate this game because sometimes when you eat a power pellet or grab the drink, the food item, not all the ghosts change. So if you line up all 4 ghosts and you're trying to get all 4 at once and you hit a power pellet, sometimes Clyde just won't turn blue. Oh, like in that perfect example. So you can't always rely on the power pellet to get all the points with the ghost. I like how they use a lot of drinks and cocktails in this for the food items. Even that was just dumb. So again, I'll be playing the cabinet at least once a week, and I'll throw on the camera. Starting next week, should have a much better picture and camera setup, looking at OBS and a webcam, so that way I can actually adjust the quality of the picture in the camera. With just using the phone and YouTube Live, I can't set the exposure. That's why it's kind of bright and washed out. And the cutscenes for Pac-Man Plus are the same from Pac-Man. When I start focusing on improving the score of like a single game, I'm still doing kind of the shotgun blast approach. That's when I also speed up sometimes lets you go right through ghosts like that. When I start focusing on a single game for score, I also share some facts and talk about the history of some of the games. No, everything's invisible. So you can kind of see why people that play the games for high scores and in competitions, why a game like Pac-Man Plus might drive them nuts. Missed the turn for that one. But still, initial score. I think gonna wind it up with, if you see me, I'm avoiding like Super Xavius and Xavius. Actually, I'll just show why. So the reason I'm avoiding Xavius, or Xavius, however you say, the joystick is a 4-way joystick. So can't do diagonals, only left and right, up and down. So it makes playing some of the games almost impossible. I am looking into getting a switchable joystick. I know they make some joysticks where you can switch if it's a 4-way or 8-way gate. I want to see if I can mod the cabinet to fit that in. But I'll wait until this joystick dies. So I'd hate to replace something that's working. There's a few games like Xavius, Super Xavius, Dragon Spirit. There's I think it's Motos. It's like a ball tank game where you have to knock people off to the sides. The game becomes almost impossible and you can't do diagonals. Which makes you wonder why Namco would include some 8-way joystick games in a cabinet with a 4-way joystick, especially when the majority of the games are 4-ways. So I have to say, I'd gladly take a 4-way joystick for the majority of the classic games like Pac-Man that are on the cabinet. Because trying to play some of the classic 4-way joystick games with an 8-way joystick is a chore. That's when if you go into the corners, you have dead zones in some games. You might notice that if you play any multi-cage, try to play a classic game with a modern 8-way joystick or bat-top joystick, and just very frustrating. I think I'll do one more, then that will be it, and then start focusing on next week, picking one of the games and just focusing on improving the score. I'll do, I believe I skipped it. Where'd it go? Rally X. Now this is a game that I remember during some of the classic arcade tournaments about 15 years ago or so. Rally X, Moon Patrol, those games are amongst some of the classic gamers hated or despised or referred to as girl games. Nick and I never understood why they were called that, because we love them ourselves. Didn't know video games could have a gender. Apparently, among some circles, they do. I'll never forget playing Moon Patrol with Nick and someone coming over and basically saying, "Why are you playing that girls' game?" And it's like, really? And I'm doing awful. Usually I do much better. That was stupid. Couldn't even beat the high score on that, so I have to come back to that. Well, thank you for joining. Today was just a quick finish up the shotgun blast of initial scores on some of the games. Next week, I'm going to focus probably on Pac-Man. Start off with Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, see if I can beat the score I put up last week on here. Practice it, see if I can figure out any tips or secrets. So thank you for joining us. I'm 2600, and be sure to check out thearcadehunters.com.